Hi there. I literally just put stop and then start because now I'm starting a new video. I didn't go anywhere, even though it seemed like I went somewhere. I didn't. Still have the pin in my hand. So, this video is going to be about NATTC on the base, like what you can do and stuff. And some people don't know, like I didn't know what MWR was. I didn't understand anything. I'm straight civilian. I didn't come from, like, my cousin's in the Navy, but I was never raised around my cousin. I didn't know anything about the military. Like, I completely was clueless. I didn't know what command was. Now I understand. You're in it. You're in the jargon. Like, I probably say things that I don't notice anymore that some civilians don't understand. But I was a true civilian in the way that I had no idea what anyone was talking about ever for the longest time. It took me a long time to get the gist. So I'm going to try to help you out. Not really, but kind of. So, you'll have all of your barracks. You'll have your barracks, apostrophe on the end. You'll live there. You go to school. Okay. All of the Navy barracks are kind of in the same area. This base is huge. There will be Air Force on that base, and there will be Marines, but it is predominantly Navy. There's a lot of Marines, though. Predominantly? What did I just say? The Navy's barracks are like on one end, and then like the Marines barracks come over here, and then like the next and all the fun stuff is that way. So you have to walk through the Marine barracks area to get to the next, to get to the food court, to get to portside, to get to the clothing next. You have to walk through, like, it's kind of it's not a far walk. Back in the day I would have thought that was a far walk, but now that I'm a sailor, walking, especially when you're a recruit in boot camp and you're a yeoman and you have to walk all the way down to Pearl Harbor, like almost daily sometimes, walking is not a big deal. These are your recruit taxis. These are your recruit taxis, and they're also my airman taxis. Like, I didn't have a car when I was in Pensacola. Anyway, you'll walk a lot. It's not that far. But you have to, there's all the Navy barracks, and then there's the Marines, and then the chow hall, which is where you eat your meals, and then there's a big grassy area, field of nothingness, sort of, and then there's a strip down there of portside, which is, the pool table is there, that's where MWR is, that's where, there's a little food court in there, that's where the bar club is in the evenings. They'll play music. They have a little dance floor, and there's alcohol served, hard drinks, hard alcohol and stuff. That's portside. That's like the entertainment sort of center. They have movies that play there, and then there's a basketball court. There's an actual movie theater, and I think that they get movies like 3 months after they come out. Maybe not that long, but it seems like a long time. And then there's the Nex, which is the grocery store. You can buy food there. You can buy all kinds of stuff. The Nex. It's a little Nex comparatively now that I've seen the one in Norfolk. The one on base at NATTC is very small. And then next to that Nex is the clothing Nex, where you'll get your uniform, where you get to go to dry cleaning, get your patches sewn on. And inside of the clothing Nex is another little restaurant that has Subway. I never ate there because it was disgusting. I don't like any of that stuff. There's a pizza place in there, a Chinese food place, I think, in there. There's a Starbucks in there. There's also a little area where you get, when you have the sweater, you can buy things when you're out of boot camp. I bought a sweater that I wore with my NSUs, my peanut butters, but I had to have a little name tag made. And the place you go to get the name tag made is not where you go to get your patches sewn on or anything. It's in, like, you go inside the clothing Next, you take a right, you pass Starbucks, and you take another right, and it's like this personalized, it's called personalized something. They have a movie rental place inside of there. They have this, like a bunch of Navy, I love Marine paraphernalia, like teddy bears and stuff. They have a bunch of that in there too. But you'll have to you buy stamps also from the place that you get your name tag made, which is personalized something. They have the pens that have name like Andrea. It's just like a floofy little store with stuffed animals and stuff, and that's where you get your patch made. But that's where all, like, Navy barracks, Marine barracks, a bunch of grass, and then along the end down there is like all the stuff, all the fun stuff, I guess. And then the chow hall and the mega building. The mega building is where all the classes, not all the classes, because ABEs, I think, or somebody else. They go other places in the other buildings, and so do AECs. They have their schoolhouse is kind of far away also, but most classes are inside the mega building, which is a huge building in the middle of it all, like Navy, Marine, grass, all of the next things, and then the mega building runs down the stretch of all of that. Mega building, Navy, Marine, next stuff. Does that make sense? Mega building. Inside of the mega building, even if you're not classed up, is where you're going to get your mail. They'll show you. Nope, they won't show you. They didn't show me. They might show you. They didn't show me. Where to get your mail. You can go in the main entrance, or you can go in the side entrance. If you go in the side entrance, I find that it's easier because it's the first door on your right is the mail room. And they'll give you, when you get your welcome aboard packet, when you come out of boot camp and go to A school, you'll get your little welcome aboard packet, and it'll have your address on there. It'll have the NATTC school, whatever your address is going to be, and then you just add your name. Like, my mailing address became A.T. Lango, comma, Andrea, and then the address that was written on that welcome aboard packet. They say, your mailing address is, and then they'll write it there. It'll be in the packet that they give you. And that is the address to the mega building, and all of your mail will come there. So you go into the mail room, and there's going to be paper hanging on the wall with everyone's name that is in that whole entire base. And Navy. And I think it's Navy only. Marines have to get theirs. Marines get it the same place, but they get it, I don't know. Theirs works a little different. Anyway, your name will be highlighted if you have something, and it won't be highlighted if you don't have anything. So it's in alphabetical order. There's a packet for like A through L, a packet through M through I don't know what. So you'll go look at your name. If it's highlighted, you're like, yay! You take out your ID. You show them. You're like, I have, my name is highlighted. And there's going to be usually a letter next to your name indicated what it is. L if you have a letter. P if there's a package. So they're going to ask you, do you have a P? Do you have an L? Sometimes you'll have both. You'll be like, my name's highlighted. Lango. And they'll be like, what'd you have? And I said L. And then so they'd go and they'd know to look for a letter. They'd know to look for a package. And then you get your mail there. That's how that worked. Okay, so let me talk a little bit about the MWR. Okay? MWR, I don't know what it stands for even. What does it stand for? I'm such a jerk. I should know that. Okay, when I finally found out what MWR was, I thought it was just NATTC specific. I thought it was just on that little Pensacola base. But no, MWR is this, not a program, but sort of a group of people that schedule events, and they plan concerts or volunteer situations. There's going to be a little placard sitting on the chow tables in NATTC of all the things that MWR is doing. There will be a calendar. It'll say on Monday we're going to do dolphin watching. On Tuesday we're going to do bungee jumping. On Thursday we're going to do a free movie night at the such and such place. On Friday there's an ice cream party. Like the MWR, people donate to it. I donate to it, and they have really fun things to do because they know that you're not from there. Most people aren't. Like, I'm not from Norfolk, but the MWR here, they have things planned. Like, I could go to it's in the C9 building here in Norfolk. There's the MWR, and you can go in there and look at the schedule, all the things they have planned. There's, like, caves that you can explore in Norfolk. And it's discounted because it's through the MWR. So there's a lot of opportunities through the MWR. There's volunteer hour opportunities, and there's all kinds of stuff. The MWR, I forget, MWR, the acronym, if I knew what that acronym stood for, probably explains what it is, but I don't know what the acronym stands for. I just know that that's what they do, and they're everywhere in the Navy. The MWR is not only in NATTC like I thought it was, but they're the people that do that kind of. They do a lot more, but that's what MWR is, and they're everywhere in the Navy. All of your bases have an MWR. And then I'm going to talk real briefly about cab drivers, okay? I didn't have a car when I was there. Most people don't have a car when they're there because they're only there for school. They're there for a short amount of time. There's no reason to get a car, especially if you don't know if you're going to go to Japan. Like, a bunch of reasons why. People just end up not having cars often. A lot of people do, Make friends with those people. But you're often left without a car, so you have to get a cab. The cab drivers will rob you. The cab drivers are shiesty. To go from, when I was there, to go from base to, there's a little bus that'll take you to. A bus will take you to the mall, but they stop at Quarry Station. They'll stop. It takes a long time to get to the mall, but it's only $2 if you ride the bus. And I often took the mall bus because I was patient and I didn't care if it took an hour and a half to get there. A taxi will cost $20 one way, $20 back. You just spent $40 to get to the mall and back. Absolutely ridiculous. Robbery. I couldn't believe it. To get to the beach, I think was $15 and then $15 back. $30 to go to the beach and come back. It may have raised since then. I think it might be $20 to the beach now and $25 to the mall. But here's what you do. Here's what happens. This is what happens. Let me tell you what happens. They're usually in vans because they know they can keep a lot of people in there, right? Here's what happened to me. Bunch of different times, different situations like this happened. I have me and my Liberty buddy. We're on our way to downtown, okay? We're going to go to a restaurant downtown. We are one party, me and my Liberty buddy. Taxi driver comes and picks us up. But then the taxi driver will pick up other people also. And they'll all climb in the van, sometimes at different stops. Well, I need to stop at the beach first. You'll end up in the cab, going to the beach, going to the mall, then he'll take you downtown. And you've just ridden all around, wasting your time because he decides to pick up a bunch of different parties because it's convenient for him, and he'll charge each party, and you pay your way, and it's ridiculous. It pisses me off. Not all of them do that, but some of them do that. So you can be clear, like, I want to go downtown. Like, are there any side stops? Am I going straight there because that's what I'm paying for? I don't want to have to wait for someone at the beach because if he's dropping someone off, well, I got to drop someone off first. Be prepared to stay in that cab and taxi together as a cabsy for a long time, okay? That doesn't always happen, but it did happen to me several times, so I just wanted to let you know that there's a chance that could happen. Also, if you are at the beach and you have your party of 3, and then there's other people at the beach and there's a party of 2, and you all want to go back to base, and you want to call a cab, look around and ask them, are you guys going back to base? Are you guys going back to base? Because a cab will come pick you up. This party will get in the cab to go back to base. This party will get in the same exact cab to go back to base. He'll drive back to base, and he will charge this party separately and this party separately. So he just made double. So prior to you getting in the van, this party and this party, you say you are one whole party. So that way you can split the cab fare between the 5 of you instead of, like, if it's $20 to get back to base, this person will have to pay 10, this person will have to pay 10, these guys will have to split it however they want to split it, and it would be a lot cheaper if you all just acted like you were one party, complete strangers, don't know each other, but if it's 20 to get back to base, and now there's 5 of you, will only pay $4 instead of this guy paying 10 and this guy paying 10. So if you're all going to the same place, don't be afraid, don't be shy, be like, yo, are you going back to base? Hey, are you going to the mall? You have to be very assertive if you don't want to be run over and cheated, because the cab drivers will cheat you left and right. So if there's any opportunity that you can clump a bunch of parties together so that you can all split the cab fare, do that. Otherwise, the cab driver will charge you guys separately, even if he's taking you from the exact same place to the exact same place. It's ridiculous. So other cab drivers, like if you go into the Lime Cab, which everyone said were like the terrorists or the Nazis of the cab world, Lime Cab was horrible, and then you had Pensacola Taxi, and they would talk mess about each other all the time. Oh, don't go to Pensacola Taxi, they're terrorists. And then you're in the cab with someone else, and like, oh, Pensacola Taxi's like, oh, don't go to such and such, the yellow cab, they're terrorists. You know, they try to swindle you, and a lot of people, naive people that aren't from this, like I'm from this small town country, but I'm older, so I'm not as naive, but they get played, and don't let the cab drivers play you, because they will. Okay? Any other questions about A school that I missed? Don't go and ask me something about A school in Mississippi. I'm going to A school in Mississippi. Are there going to be da-da-da-da-da? I didn't go to Mississippi, but you would be surprised at how many people ask me questions that I have no idea about. You all know about that. People ask me the most random stuff. I don't know. If you're going to NATTC, I might know. I'm not saying you can't ask questions in general, but please don't expect me to know anything about Mississippi. Please don't expect me to know anything about A school if you are a CS, or if you are an OS, or if you are an LS, or if you are anything like that's not aviation. Okay? did A school videos. I feel so accomplished. Yeah. Bye. Okay. I'll answer as many questions as I can, as much as I can, as often as I can. And if ever I never ever answer your question, it's because I honestly didn't see it. Because every single time I see a question, I answer it. Okay? So if I've missed your question, if you asked it a bunch of times, message me on Facebook. I'm Andrea Lango. You can find me on Twitter, Plasma Speedo. I'm on Instagram, Plasma Speedo. I'm everywhere. Okay? So track me down and get that question answered, because chances are I'm not ignoring you. I just didn't see it. Okay? Because I really want to help you guys.